Tesla owners aren't quietly trading in their cars or upgrading to the newest model. They're walking away entirely, selling at a loss, breaking leases, and in many cases promising themselves they'll never own another Tesla again. And this isn't about range anxiety, autopilot controversies, or internet jokes about panel gaps. It's about a single ownership breaking problem that shows up after the excitement fades and the warranty clock keeps ticking. The moment when the math of owning a Tesla stops making sense. Because Tesla didn't just sell electric cars, they sold a promise that you would save money long term, that maintenance would be minimal, that ownership would be simpler than gas cars. But thousands of owners are now realizing that this promise collapses around one critical failure point: the battery. Not because batteries age. Everyone understands that. But because of how Tesla handles battery failure, replacement, and support in a way that turns a normal wear item into a financial exit ramp. The kind of problem that doesn't just frustrate you, it forces you out of the brand entirely. What most owners don't realize until it's too late is that battery failure in a Tesla is rarely sudden. It doesn't explode or die overnight. It creeps in slowly through reduced range, charging limits, warning messages that feel vague, and software updates that quietly change how much of your battery you're allowed to use. And when owners ask questions, they're often told this is normal degradation, that everything is within spec. Until one day the car throws a serious fault, performance is limited, or charging is restricted, and suddenly the conversation changes from reassurance to replacement. Because Tesla does not repair individual battery modules in most cases, they replace the entire pack. And this is where owners experience the moment that pushes them to quit. Because out-of-warranty battery replacement quotes regularly range from $12,000 to $20,000 or more depending on model and pack size. And that number alone can exceed the remaining value of the car, instantly turning what was marketed as a cost-saving vehicle into a financial liability. What makes this worse is that Tesla's service model is built for speed and efficiency, not affordability or flexibility, which works beautifully when the car is under warranty, but becomes brutal once it isn't, because owners don't have real alternatives. Independent repair shops are often locked out of the diagnostic software, parts supply, and battery programming required to perform meaningful repairs. So the competitive market that normally keeps repair costs reasonable simply doesn't exist. And when a Tesla owner hears a 5-figure battery quote, there's rarely a second opinion that changes the outcome. No trusted local specialist who can fix one bad module. No affordable middle ground between drive it until it fails and replace the entire pack. And that lack of choice is what transforms disappointment into abandonment. Because owners feel trapped in a closed system where Tesla controls the data, the parts, the pricing, and ultimately the decision. This problem is no longer limited to early Model S vehicles either. Model 3 and Model Y owners are now reaching the mileage and age window where battery degradation and internal faults become more common. And the used market is starting to reflect that risk. Resale values drop faster once buyers factor in potential battery replacement. Listings sit longer, and suddenly the idea of cheap EV ownership disappears. Because depreciation accelerates the moment a vehicle becomes known for a single failure that can total it financially. And while Tesla supporters will point out that many batteries last hundreds of thousands of miles, that argument misses the reality of ownership decisions. Because people don't plan their finances around best-case scenarios, they plan around worst-case exposure. And when that exposure is a repair bill larger than an engine replacement in many gas cars, rational owners start planning their exit. The situation is made even more uncomfortable by Tesla's software control over the battery itself, because range, charging speed, and usable capacity can all be limited remotely, meaning owners never fully feel like they own the most important component of the car. They're borrowing its performance under conditions they don't control, and when range suddenly drops or charging slows after an update, owners are left guessing whether the change is protecting the battery, masking degradation, or signaling an upcoming failure. And that uncertainty erodes trust fast, because confidence is everything in long-term ownership, especially when the product was sold as simpler and cheaper than traditional vehicles. And once owners lose confidence, loyalty disappears almost instantly. Ironically, many of the owners quitting Tesla still love the driving experience, the instant torque, the quiet cabin, the technology, but enjoyment doesn't pay a $15,000 repair bill. And once the possibility of battery replacement becomes real instead of theoretical, the emotional attachment evaporates. And what we're seeing now is the natural collision between early adoption and long-term reality, the first major wave of Tesla owners aging out of warranty at scale, forcing the industry to confront a question it has avoided for years. Are electric vehicles designed to be durable long-term assets, or expensive consumables with a built-in expiration point? And so far, Tesla's response has been standard replacement quotes, limited transparency, and no widespread affordable repair pathway. Until Tesla treats battery failure not as a rare edge case, but as a core ownership risk that needs affordable solutions, more owners will quietly run the numbers, look at depreciation, look at repair exposure, and decide to walk away, not out of anger, not out of hate for electric cars, but out of self-preservation. Because the one problem driving Tesla owners to quit isn't hype, politics, or fear of new technology. It's the moment when a car that promised simplicity reveals a cost structure that only works if nothing ever goes wrong. And real ownership never works that way.